Hey, let's send it over to Al and DeRo.
We're over here.
Yeah, there you are. So, Al, what are you going to be looking for from Justin Verlander to let you know early on it's either going to be good for the Astros or maybe a little bit better for the Philadelphia Phillies?
I'll just go with the obvious broad stroke, getting ahead. He's a elevated high fastball we've seen so often now. It sounds like a broken record, with good breaking balls down. Doesn't throw his changeup. In his game one, didn't throw one changeup. So, you know, we talk about pitch percentage and repertoire and all that. He's a high fastball.
You think he's pitching against himself tonight, being 0-6 in the World Series?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right?
The hardest thing is to have to answer to something that you don't want to have to answer to.
Yeah.
So here's a guy who's going to win his third Cy Young Award. He's going to the Hall of Fame. We've already heard him recently saying he wants to pitch till he's 45 or whatever till they rip the uniform off. So he knows that, right? He's 0-6?
0-6.
In World Series games, and he's a beast. All right, let me get into this because it's going to be pretty simplistic stuff here, DeRo. I wanted to show his pitch percentage and what guys were doing damage-wise on the different pitches, and this is the postseason here. So broad stroke, if you just take a quick snapshot, barely use this changeup anyway. Just think of it out of 100 pitches, folks. 2.4 changeups per 100 pitches. You see the slug. He had a bad game against Seattle and then a bad 2 innings in game one. That's what it is. And that's what I want to boil this down to. This isn't like, oh my God, what's wrong with Justin Verlander? There's nothing. He was 18-4. He had an ERA at 1.75. He's a beast. Barely walks anybody. But this is the reality of what's transpired in 3 starts. His second game, let's go ahead and play. Let me see the next one, Lucas. I just wanted to establish, let's go to the tape. I just wanted to establish, we know who this guy is. You don't have to be a baseball fan. He is a high leverage, and I like what you were talking about earlier with the release point. By the way, that was awesome. About how, stop right here, Lucas. Back it up at release. Keep going. Yeah. All right. So here's a guy that I never really loved his delivery. I mean, it's not a Max Scherzer thing.
I almost feel like he sets it, like there's almost like a set and then boom.
Yes, if you watch him play catch, I'll do it backwards. Like if you watch him, we'll show him in the outfield. It's a spike and up.
Yes.
Like he does and it's not a Dylan Cease or Lucas Giolito where these guys are going really short, like what Strider's done with the Braves. But he still has it used to be thigh to the sky, now it's kind of belt buckle up. But what makes him really tough is he's such a high-low guy. And talking about Christian Javier, Javier's kind of this guy, but he pushes it, and the vertical approach angle is actually better than the guy up here. Because here you have to be out front, and you get kind of this downward plane. He's done it, and he's basically been healthy. I know he's had Tommy John that's coming back, but go ahead. I just wanted to show why this pitch, that's a good changeup right there. A dominating fastball, slider, curveball. All right, so game one. He gives up 6 runs, 10 hits against Seattle. He's faced them how many times?
This was the 8th time this year he had faced them.
8 times. So stop right here, because that's actually that's a 3-1 fastball middle down that was really ruined his night if you back it up at contact. I can't say it enough, and we've been talking about this during a series, when you have short series, when you're facing the same dude all the time. DeRo, please chime in on that. He faced the Mariners 8 times.
During the season, yeah.
I just showed you the pitch percentages. Fastball over almost 60%. He throws a slider, curveball, and he mixes them in both. Basically, you as a hitter, you're looking at an 82 mile-an-hour breaking ball or an 88 mile-an-hour breaking ball. Would you please stand in the box?
Absolutely.
So you have high cheese. You're going to get high cheese. He's going to try to get you to swing at this.
No doubt.
Okay, so
And I'm probably going to go after that.
Okay.
That would be my MO, because his breaking stuff's really dirty.
And we saw with Javier, right, last night. And the Phillies were missing what I thought were hittable fastballs.
Yes.
I do. And I get it. It's not easy. But he's going to try to get you to swing at this. In order to get guys to swing at this high pitch, and I want to really bring this home, because I'm watching, listening, and hearing about younger pitchers in pro ball that they're told, throw the ball up, throw the ball up, throw the ball up. I'm sorry, man. The window to thread that needle of above your belt.
Yeah, it's belly button or above.
Belly button, you whack this.
No, I'm whacking that.
All right, so here, this one, get here, don't hit my hand. Okay, so this is a high strike, right? All right, so now
I wouldn't consider that a high strike.
That's
I would
meatball?
consider it like that.
You think they're getting that? No, come on, big dog. No way, no way. I'll tell you what, I'd have won a couple Cy Youngs if I got that.
I know. I know.
All right, so this is.
All right, so maybe
here.
they don't get it,
So
but
here's my
that's
point.
the one you think you can get to.
This
and
is
you
my
can't.
point about high fastballs, and I hope people are listening that are coaches at lower levels. In order to get Mark DeRosa to swing at this,
Yeah, I'm probably not swinging at that because I load my hands down, so I was looking for the ball down. That would appear up to me right out of shoot. It's almost head high. I'd be taking that pitch.
Okay.
But if you bring it right in this region.
but do you see what we're doing right here? We're talking about this much.
Oh, yeah,
For
these
Justin
guys are the
Verlander,
best
rest
hitters in the world.
The reason why Mark DeRosa and all these guys are going to swing at this is because you establish something down. Here's knee high. This is knee high.
Yeah.
So if I could get this, and by the way, Vasquez was great. The little window washer he was doing with the glove. If I could get this on a fastball down, as we saw with Javier, I mean, jumping low fastballs.
Boom.
Dudes were just going boom.
Well, they were looking for the ball up. So that pitch to them, they're saying, oh, that's bottom, that's down. And it's not. It's got that hop on it, and it's holding its line, and that's bottom of the zone.
All right, I know I'm belaboring it, but
No, it's good.
Down to go up. So when Roflo said, what does he have to do? Go ahead and play it. So, all right, so 8 times, I can't say it enough, I didn't like facing the same team. I didn't like facing the same team, say, in New York, and then I faced the Braves, and
Next
then
week.
4 days later, I'm pitching in Atlanta. All right, so, look.
I mean, that's a roller. If
It's
you
a
go
roller.
through that whole AB,
Back it up.
he had thrown some nasty breaking balls to Bader. We had him in here last week.
Okay, so we got a 2-2 count. And by the way, he pitched great in this game.
11 punch-out.
Yeah, 1 run. Go ahead. This was his only damage. And I'm showing it. I know. Stop right there. Back it up 1 second. Just on contact. All right, so what do you mean by roller? Stop. What do you mean by roller?
Yeah, I mean, that's middle of the plate, just kind of looping in. That was a very...
A 2-2 count, folks. A 2-2 count. For guys that are going to the Hall of Fame, you don't throw this on a 2-2. I throw this on a 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. Yeah. On a guy that is a fastball hitter.
Oh, get me over.
This is a get me over. So this is Mark's point. On a 2-2 count, I don't want to go to 3-2, but I'm trusting that this guy is now, I got him sped up. His front hip is out. He looked like he was already pulling. I got to be better than that. This has got to be down here.
And listen, I tell this to the people at home. Over the course of 162, we all want to say we're giving our 110%. You have days where you're not. You're getting everybody's
by the way,
best focus.
By the way, but DeRo, this isn't a knock on him.
No.
This is the reality that this guy right here would say, yeah, that was a bad pitch. And that's what we're doing. What my job as a pitcher was, I'm going in the game, I thought no hitter, and I worked my way back. I thought no hitter, shutout, and then worked my way back. And I was trying to execute a pitch. That's it. All right, go ahead. All right, so that was his only the blemish in this one. 6 innings, 11 punch-outs. Showing a slider up here. It's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, kind of middle. I know it ends up down and away, but that's a middle of the plate pitch to him.
All right, thank you. So the usage, remember I showed you during the year. Look at this. And I was listening to some people. There's like, he didn't use his fastball enough. And that was my thing. Max, who does a great job for us, I said, give me the percentage of what he did in game 1.
Plenty, right?
Plenty. This is very high.
Yeah.
You got guys throwing 98 miles an hour that throw less than 50% fastballs. So he threw fastballs. You look at it. The damage was right there with 6 hits. And it wasn't crazy terrible, but go ahead and play it. Again, no changeups. Fastball up and away, a little boop, for Hoskins, kind of ruined it. He ended up giving up 3 in the 3rd and 2 in the 5th, or 3 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And this was kind of like a squirrely little kind of inning, right? Bohm got the big double, ended up getting the 3 runs in the 4th. If you look at some of these locations and, for purpose of time,
those are middle of the plate breaking balls, though.
Yeah. Back that up one more time, please. I know, Pablo, you're going to start getting mad at me. Go, just, I can't accentuate. Stop right there. Back it up. Okay, good. All right, we got an 0-1 count. You had a 5-0 lead, and in the 4th inning, you gave up a 3 spot.
He doesn't make that pitch.
You got
tonight.
1st and 2nd. That's it. So if there was a feel, or he was trying to find his breaker and all this other stuff, like that has to be better.
Yes.
I'm a fastball, curveball, slider pitcher, and he didn't throw a changeup. And that's just good hitting. JT Realmuto, he's driving a Mercedes-Benz too. as Moises used to say when he'd get all mad. And I'm sitting there next to Moises. He's like, he's driving a Mercedes too. We don't like to give credit, right? All right, here we go. High cheese. Schwaba. Hard slider, cutter-ish thing.
Oh,
boom!
my.
Almost goes big fly. Fastball inside. High cheese trying to bait him. This guy's got one of the best eyes in the big leagues. He just missed that curveball there.
Bang.
Boy, that's good. All right, this was good morning, good afternoon, good night. You look at a swing like that, and he's going to swing at the high cheese. I'm throwing it again. I got away with
Go again.
One fastball. Come again. Boom! So 93, 94, 95. He just went right after him. So what do we got here? Oh, heart of the zone. Part of the zone, right? Let's stay out of the middle of the plate. That's it. And it.
Trainer.
Shots, Lord. Oh my clear.
I'll tell you what we have. We have a rundown that's in shambles. That's what we have. That's what we
You're
have.
the best, Al.
No, we'll be all right.
Great stuff, Al.
Nobody
Really good
cares.
stuff.
So good.